Yes, it says that you are live, and you already know for $100 I promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website, like I said, www.doggydiamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggy Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Please read and listen to what I said. I said my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website. I had people hitting me saying, what all sites is going to be on after you heard me say that? You know, so please do the right thing. And, yeah, man, I can't, you know, once I spell it out and say what I got to say, I don't know what else you want me to do. You know, so it don't get no more plain than that. So I be making it plain for people and they still can't get it sometimes. You know, I don't know what you want me to do. But without any further ado, shout out to my audience. Shout out to my supporters. I don't like calling y'all fans. Reason why I don't like calling people a fan, because a fan blow in accordance to the weather. So if it's hot, you blow hot. If it's cold, you blow cold. I don't need nobody hot and cold on me. I need somebody that got the same temperature at all times. So I don't call people fans. I call people supporters. Supporters gonna support you whether you right, wrong, good, bad, and indifferent. But they gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? So without any further ado, I present in the present. I present myself, Doggy Diamonds. What's up, everybody? Hopefully y'all having a good time. It's Sunday. Yeah, we gonna get into it. We gonna do what we gotta do. And I'm not here by myself. I am actually here with. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what's happening, man? It's the boy, Darealyoungbred, aka Heru from United Streets of America, aka Dwayne Hendricks, the author, and many more things.
So you,
what's up with it, dog?
Nothing much. So you have a clubhouse room that's always active. Could you tell them about the clubhouse room?
Yes. We got two. So we got hashtag Red Pill Gang, all one word, all caps. And I actually have a corresponding Facebook group as well, hashtag Red Pill Gang.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, of course, United Streets of America.
Okay. So yeah, I'm always, when I tune in, I when you ping me, I come in there. See, a lot of times people we think you go into Clubhouse looking for people to argue. Nah, most of the time I get a ping and you'll say, yo, this is the room going down, and then I come in the room and whatever happens in the room happens. But right. It's never, I've never seen a room where it was an ambush. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come in here, and I don't have time for that. Neither do you. You know what I'm saying? So I asked you, well, our bill went in two different directions last time because we got some of the people that you needed to address, but then towards the end of the bill we started dropping it on people, and I know that they was like, oh, hold up, because they dealt with the sensationalism in the beginning, but then towards the end they was like, hold on, this is kind of special. So I wanted to bring you back
different,
yeah, to the special, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna deal with today. On my platform, I always talk about the symbolism, rituals, and all the spooky, weird stuff that goes on in the culture that people are not aware of. So when I hit you up to do this tonight, I said, yo, I want to do this, but, you know, we kind of got to go in on some of the symbolism and some of the rituals that take place in this hip-hop culture. Correct. And, you know, I want to go there. So first of all, what is a ritual? Tell the people what a ritual is, because you have good rituals and you have bad rituals, but in the way they're using it, what is a ritual?
So, you know, when the true essence is in the word "rit," right? So, you know, the writing that we do was a ritual, right? That's why they gave us a class when we was kids called spelling. Right? They took our language, right? They took our original languages, right? So when we write, we're actually in a right of passage, right? And then spelling placed us under a spell. And once you learn how to spell, they gave you another form of spelling called cursive. You know what I mean? So a curse. You dig what I'm saying? So even when we just talk about the language in which we speak, and this is not our original tongue, and they took our original tongue from us for a reason. So this is how diabolical and sinister these things are, and this is how we have to begin to look at the smallest thing in our life and understand how they really mean something very big. So a ritual, you know, it actually means a rite, and then AL at the end of anything, or EL at the end of anything, means God. You know, because of course AL is the Ashuric Arabic way of saying God. That's why the God of Islam is Allah, right? And then of course in Hebrew that name would be Elo, and you have Elohim, and the Most High in the Bible is Elyon. You know what I mean? So AL and EL mean God. So whenever you see words like that at the end, you know that's a denotation that it's a correspondence with those ancient languages.
Also Gabriel, Michael, you know,
right.
Israel.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of those names in the Bible. So
Correct.
The Bible though, real or fake?
The Bible is really, it's an esoteric book that is filled with many different jewels that came from all of our ancient cultures, right? So I don't necessarily bash the Bible. I try to tell people what the things in the Bible really mean and where they came from.
Got you.
Because that's the only way you can empower your people, for them to really know what's going on and actually help them to be able to have the sight that they need to see with.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So I don't bash it. I don't, because if I come to you and this is in your cupboard and I take this out of your cupboard, I need to be able to put something back. You know, shout out to Mama Rita, G Mama. This is her shea butter line, one of my boxing students.
Dope.
Yeah.
So, all right. In the hip hop business, we hear this person's Illuminati, this person took the oath. How real is that?
I think there's some reality there. I think the perception of it that people have is completely and totally thrown off because of all of the different misinformation that's out there. The word Illuminati just means light bearer, right? So to give you an example of how we need to start looking at this stuff, remember I was telling you earlier about the English language? Well, when you look in the middle of the English language, you have the letter M, which is the 13th letter, right? So on each side of M, you have L and N. LMN is lumen or light, Illuminati, right? So it's a language of light. That's why it's 26 letters, because it's actually 26,000 years in the zodiac. When you go through all 12 zodiac ages, 12 times 2,160 is 25,920, which is the actual, what they call an epoch, you know? So when we talk about the Illuminati, right, there's a evil Illuminati and there's a benevolent Illuminati, you know?
Malevolent and benevolent.
Yeah, benevolent and malevolent. You know what I'm saying? So there are, just like you have the concept of angels and demons. You know what I mean? So
which is deep though, because a lot of the demons are really angels still though. They're just evil angels. You know, they're still angels.
Right.
Got you.
And what people need to understand is that the word angel within itself means messenger, right? So when we talk about all of these people, you know, that have the gift of creativity to be able to listen to music and make a song that becomes like we was talking about Kanye earlier, when it all falls down. You see what I mean? Like regardless of whatever bullshit homie ever got on, I'm forever thankful that he wrote that song. Because it meant so much at the time that it came out. And I think, you know, a lot of the things that were said on the song were things that needed to be said in the way that they were said. You know what I mean? So the thing for people to understand is that angels fall. You know what I'm saying?
Fallen angel.
So, right. So, you know, and that's where all of these different conversations come in. And sometimes we just need to put certain things in the right perspective. And then when you get outside of the religious mind frame, you release judgment. You know, and then you learn to accept people for who and what they are, and you learn how to navigate and do the things that you need to do for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you something. When we dealing with, it's funny though, because when we call ourselves the GOAT, right? Historically, you had the hero and the GOAT, but the GOAT in the paper used to be the dude that was a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? But then it got switched around to greatest of all time. We call ourselves GOAT, but then we also know GOAT is for Pan. Break that down.
Right. So Pan is actually a name that corresponds with one of the moons of Saturn, right? And then Pan is also Capricorn, right? And what Pan is described as is a 270-day period. And what happens is when we go into Pan, that's at the top of the cross, by the way. When you see the cross and it's like this, and then the cross across it, the small part of the cross at the top represents the winter solstice, right? And what happens is the sun is born over here in the spring equinox. So it takes 270 days to get to that point at the top of the cross, which is the winter solstice. You understand? So when you look at a mixing board, right, when you're in the studio,
you pan to the left
you
or right.
pan the sound from left to right. And if you notice, it's always a circle with like this much of it cut out when you pan the sound, because it's actually 270 days or 270 degrees, you know. But also when you talk about the GOAT, what people need to be mindful of is that a lot of the times the talk about the GOAT is actually about Freemasonry. So Freemasons call themselves GOAT riders, you know, and to them the GOAT is the grand architect of the universe. So a lot of times when you hear that type of symbolism, especially in the music industry, it could mean that somebody just went into the Masonic lodge. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, then you might hear an album like The Blueprint, right? But in Freemasonry, they call, when you enter into Freemasonry, they call it the Blue House. You see what I'm saying? And the significance of understanding that is, for one, when you look at the six-pointed star of Israel, you see that color blue. Right? Which, if you look at a chakra chart, for those that don't know what the chakras are, they're actually different centers in your body that carry different vibrations and different light. But the pineal gland is actually that same color blue, right? Corresponding with the fact that they call the police the boys in blue. Right? And then
blue
the reason why a lot of these police get off of what they do, because you have the fraternal order of police, which is connected to the Freemasons, which is connected to Zionism. You see? So it's all a vicious cycle. And then when you talk about the quote unquote mystery of religions, you talking about the blue waters and the blue skies. You see what I'm saying? So understanding all of the symbolism is very important, because in understanding the symbolism, you begin to see the different things that you need to see about the world that we living in, or the matrix.
So is that why he's so obsessed with Blue Ivy, the Blueprint, Jay-Z, Blue?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, make sure y'all hit that like button if you like the discussion that's going on. Make sure you hit the like button. The super chat is available as well as the Cash App is pinned to the top.
Sure.
You know, show some love. So, and Pan the goat. He's also the goat. He's also the god of music. Also,
Correct.
he's also the
That is true.
he's
Yeah,
also the god of
that
music.
is, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you said pan, I was gonna talk about it because I'm in front of my board right now. We pan stuff the left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so now when we have the frequency of music, what happened to the frequency? Why and how did it change?
That's a good question. When you go back and you listen to like Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Mm-hmm.
the Commodores,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? A lot of Michael Jackson music, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder. Uh, the music back then was composed to 432 megahertz.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was talking about the chakras earlier, that's the resonance of the heart chakra.
Mm.
So that's why it was so much of a vibration of love and the essence of all that music back then. Right. And then what they did in the industry is they changed it to 144, which is the root chakra.
Mm.
Right. The heart chakra is green, the root chakra is red.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the 144 megahertz is the vibration that we in when we lustful, when we angry, resentment, hate, you know, violent, you know, that's the 144 megahertz. So a lot of the music that's being put out, that's why it's so scary, because some of these artists, like, you know, Rest in Heaven and Mo 3, I thought the boy was phenomenal. But that They Scared to Come Outside song,
Mm-hmm.
it's real, like it's real spooky when you think about the fact that it damn near sound like a gospel song. But in the song, they really talking about stepping on their ops. They talking about slide.
Mm.
You know. And then he's saying in the song, you hear the church up in my verses, because that's how I'm raised. You know? So when we hear those tones and those vibrations, it opens us up. That's what we have to understand. That's why they call it mood music.
Mm-hmm.
When you getting ready to make love to your lady, you not finna go play Luke Skywalker. She ain't nothing but a hoochie mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do to set that mood? You gonna play, you know, Dave Hollister, Black Street. You know, you gonna play something like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's gonna set the mood. You know, there's gonna be a different vibration. So these frequencies and these sounds that we listen to, they're actually altering our vibration. That's why we say this song got a good vibe to it, or I don't like the vibe in that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because vibes is everything. We call it, you know, in the streets we call it vibes, but it's also like the aura in the mood. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like you can see it.
That's right.
And for the record, could we let's let the audience know, honestly, besides the title, we went over what we was gonna talk about, but we really shooting from the hip. This is not rehearsed. Like we didn't really. You don't know what questions I'm gonna ask because there's no questions in front of me. I don't write questions down, so we just really just shooting from the hip and just going. You know what I'm saying?
Watch this though, bro. AUTH.
Say it again.
AUTH.
AUTH. What is that?
Author. So because I'm an author, I'm an authority on certain things. I get to authenticate and authorize what my children learn. Dope.
So we hear that in the music industry, and you've been in the music industry, you in the music industry as well as I have. We have saw some things that was like, yo, what's going on? But then you have people who are regurgitating what somebody else said and adding their little spin to it. What are some of the things that you saw in this industry that had you like, hold on, that ain't right and exact?
Just the whole approach with the fun boy shit.
Yeah.
No knock on nobody for what they choose to do, but just that whole approach, how they come at you in many different ways, you know, you somewhere and they offering you, you know, you snort. Nah, I don't do that. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? So nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. You know, but it's like everything that they doing is trying to get you in some sort of state to where you let your guard down. You know, and then I mean, when I first started, I was in a group, and the name of the group that I was in was Real to Real, um, and this was around the time where I told you I was recording at the studio with the dude who grew up with old buddy, who I told you I don't fuck with, that everybody think is from Atlanta. You know what I mean? They be claiming Bankhead, but he ain't never bust a grape on Bankhead, right?
Yeah.
So I used to record at the studio that his homie owned, and we met this guy in the studio. He was there for a meeting for another artist, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, this my dude Bread that I was telling you about. They got the group." And one of the dudes in my group when I first started rapping, Doggy, if you heard our shit, you'll be like, "Hey, how you got Andre from Outkast on your song?" This dude sounded so much like Andre from Outkast, it was ridiculous. So just off the strength, everybody at least wanted to hear what we had. And I mean, he literally had you remember the cadence from like the Aquemini Andre? Like he had that kind of cadence, and he literally like, the dungeon is off Helen in the low, and this dude lived off Stanton in the low. Which the low runs this way, and I would say it's probably 5 blocks away, 10 blocks away from Helen in the low, you know. So it was like a situation where he was from the same area pretty much, and he sounded just like him. So many people, you know, wanted to hear our music and wanted to see, you know, what we had going on. So what ended up happening was the exec, I ain't calling no names or whatever, he actually wasn't the exec, he was a manager, right? But what he did was he put me on the phone with an exec, right? And the exec was like, "Hey man, yeah, he's, you know, he's told me nothing but great things about you guys. I heard the 3 songs, I like them, you know, let's see what we could do." So I'm like, cool. So we get off the phone, and Buddy, the dude, he say straight up to me, he say, "You see, I know everybody. I can get you anything you want. You just got to give me what I want." I was like, "Hey man, it was nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, what you talking about, Willis?
I was like, "Yeah, man, you know, hey man, you know, congrats on all your success, man. You know, see you at the top." Hung up on it, banged it. You know, but that's the type of time they really be on, bro.
So, all right, there's videos. You have. I seen somebody break down Rihanna Umbrella video. Kanye West has a lot of symbolism and a lot of. What are some of the videos that he had that you saw that you was like, hold on, you see that right there?
Yeah, the Love Lockdown.
Okay.
That's when he came out the closet. You know what I'm saying? When he did that video.
Came out the closet meaning Fun Boy in it, or?
Yeah.
Wow, go ahead.
Yeah. So if you go back and you watch the video, right? First off, part of the video is a remake of that movie American Psycho with Christian Bale.
Okay.
If you remember that movie, where dude was just like crazy, he was like paranoid schizophrenic or some shit, right? So that was one thing that people could go back and watch the video and they could see. But the main thing is that throughout the video, there's these older men chasing this little boy who's dressed like the Lion King or something, right? Which to me is, you know, is symbolic of pedophilia, right? So they chasing the boy and they running behind the little boy the whole time. Then at some point, the little boy gets to these women and they like 50 feet tall in the air. They supposed to be like goddesses, and he's looking up at them and he's intrigued. And then the men who are chasing the little boy, they go into like a trance state and they just sitting there doing like this, you know, which was basically saying like these women, you know, to these men who is chasing this little boy, these women are like evil or put them under some sort of witchcraft spell or something, right? But the mystery is in the words that he's saying. I'm in love with you, way I wanted to, but I had to go. See, I had to move. I'm in love with you, but the vibe is wrong, and it haunted me all the way home. You see what I'm saying? Well, if you in love with somebody, why would it haunt you? You dig what I'm saying? And this what was the crazy shit about it. He premiered the video on Ellen DeGeneres, bro.
Who you already know about her audience.
So yeah, man. You know, and what people don't understand, man, like people just starting to learn about the rainbow, and like they've been had their whole little language and symbolism and everything for a very long time, you know.
What's the science behind the rainbow? I never got it.
Well, you know, that's a symbol that they use, but really, to be honest with you, when you see the rainbow, you actually seeing the 7 colors in the 7 chakras in the body. You know, so and again, this is another way, like they'll take science that's like real sacred knowledge and pervert it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like even what we were saying about the Bible, like, you know, it's a lot of stuff in the Bible that actually goes back to our original stories, but they've taken it and perverted it and whitewashed it and used it for their disagreeable reasons. You see what I'm saying?
So let me ask you about this too. Let me see if you can see this on the screen. This is one of your tweets, actually. What does this mean? All is number, understand how to use ritual and magic for self. And then you highlighted Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, Amorphous, Sunshine, the light. But then you highlighted the light and you highlighted the number. What does that mean?
Right. Because 333 is the sacred number. And you, of course, you know, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, right? So when you look at a billiard table, that's why the 9 ball has that yellow stripe in it, because it's symbolic of the sun. Right? All the correspondence with the sun equal to 9. The diameter of the sun is 432,000 miles. 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. And then is 864,000 miles in circumference. 8 plus 6 plus 4 is 18, and 1 plus 8 equals 9. Right? So that's the light. That's why I even made the arrows yellow. You see what I mean? And it's like I wasn't making that post to like bash Fat Joe and no shit like that. It was about showing how there's science in everything, you know, and, you know, now a recording artist, if you know that, then maybe you should make your songs, you know what I mean, or videos be 3 minutes and 33 seconds. A lot of people are under the belief that the pineal gland becomes active every morning at 3:33 a.m. By the time we lay down, and our body goes through the rejuvenation process that it goes through every time we rest. The reason why you have what you would consider to be lucid dreaming is because when you lay down, you actually dealing with the subconscious mind. You're no longer dealing with the left brain activity. You're dealing more with the right brain, right? Which is more of what you would call the spiritual, intricate thought process that we have. And then when you talk about what happens with the fluid levels in the body and in the brain, your melatonin and serotonin levels increase, which activate the different brain responses that we have when we have a dream. We like, I wonder what that meant. You know, so a lot of people are under the premise or the guise that that's another sacred thing about the number 333. You know.
Do you know what 444 mean? Because I don't know what that meant. What is that?
There's a lot of different thought processes out about 444. Some people say that it actually is 72. I'm sorry, not 72. Yeah, 16 times 4 is 72, right? Yeah, 72. And in the Hebrew teachings is actually 72 names of God. Right? And 72 is a sacred number because the sun, when I talked about the 25,920 years, right? 360 times 72 is also 25,920 years. And when you look at what they call the vault of heaven, the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. And of course, 7 plus 2 is 9.
9, I was gonna say that too.
Right. You know,
yeah.
When they talk about in religion, when they talk about 3 days and 3 nights symbolism, that's 72 hours. So Jesus was in the underworld for 3 days and 3 nights, and Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. That's 72 hours. You see what I mean? So it's all these different things that correspond with the number 70. There was 70 elders that went with Moses to receive, or went with Moses when he went on the mountaintop, and they were on the base of Mount Sinai. They received the oral law when he received the written law. But there was 2 elders, Eldad and Meldad, that stayed back at the campsite, equaling 72. In the teachings of Islam, it says that the Prophet Muhammad says to take salt to rid the body of 72 diseases. So it's all of these different things with the number 72 that correspond with religion as well.
I think 16 times 4 is 64, so we was off on that one. 16.
I was off on that?
Yeah, 6 times 4.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So damn.
Oh yeah, 72 ain't it 72 virgins in heaven in heaven too?
Yes, it is. It is. Right. That's my bad. 64 is the number of squares on the chessboard.
Got you.
That's what it is with and 64 is 8 times 8.
Got you.
Right? And the 88 symbolism corresponds with Mercury, because it's 88 days in a year on the planet Mercury.
There's also 88 keys on the keyboard.
88 keys on the grand piano, right? It's 88 constellations, right? And then the original Bible, the Ethiopic Bible, had 88 books, right? So that and that's absolutely right. It's 64. That's why I said, is it 72? I couldn't remember.
Let me ask you something. The chessboard. Why do we always see many videos deal with these black and white colors, the chessboard? A lot of times, even Diddy early videos, he'll wear white and then he'll wear black. He wouldn't wear no other colors. What does this chessboard symbolize in this black and white thing? What does that symbolize?
In Freemasonry, they call it the trestle board. That word is Tressel. And when they go into the Masonic Lodge, they have a checkerboard floor, right? And what it represents, it represents many different things, because true knowledge is in the gray areas. So that's in the degree between black and white. That's how they always fool the world, because they use the racial paradigm, they use the black and white paradigm so well, but the truth is always right here in the gray area, right? And that black and white symbolism also represents the duality of the universe. Right? The 0 and the 1. The 0 represents the feminine principle, and the 1 represents the masculine principle. So when you look at power symbols, a lot of times, like on my laptop right here, the power symbol, it's a 0 with a 1 in the middle of it, like that. You know what I mean? Because that's actually the masculine and feminine forces of the universe.
So is that good or bad thing, or is it spooky? I'm confused. Or did they make it spooky?
Yeah, it's neither good or bad. It's like with most of these things, right? Like when they talk about the all-seeing eye and all of these different, the Illuminati, right? What it's all about is about the light is the light. It's what a person chooses to do with the light. Right? Yeah. It's just like with fire, right? I could burn your house down with fire, but I could also make a campfire and keep you warm. I could take that same fire and cook food with it. So the same goes with knowledge and with light, right? Because it's about what my intention with the light truthfully is. You know.
Let me ask you something also. I'm gonna share something on the screen really quick, and the reason why I asked you that because I was thinking about this picture, and I'm not condoning him, but what does this mean to you? Tekashi 6ix9ine pissing on the checkerboard. Do you ever notice that? What does that mean?
I never did. That could be him trying to rebel against, the system. Because
you see what this says over here. Tekashi did some Freemasons, and maybe maybe that is the reason why, besides him telling him, that's why we don't mess with him. But I always was tripping, like, why was he pissing on the checkerboard? It didn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And who knows what he know? You know what I'm saying? But again, as you say that checkerboard, you see, you start seeing it everywhere.
And it could be a way for them to try to get people that have knowledge of these things embracing, and go out and say, see, man, Tekashi real when he going against the Freemasons. Could be that too. You never know.
Got you. So, the Boule. We always hear this person is Boule, that person is Boule, that person is Boule.
Right.
What is the Boule?
The Boule is a Latin word that means advisors to the king. Right. And the Boule are a set of people that are put in place to help make sure that they control everything that happens in our community. Pretty much, you know what I mean? So they're the gatekeepers. Is more than just gatekeepers in the music industry. That's what people have to realize. In the Bible, it's telling you that there's cherubs at the gate for a reason. You know what I mean? So they are these gatekeepers that are controlling celebrities, they're controlling attorneys, they're controlling judges, they're controlling every segment of society in some way, shape, form, or fashion to make sure that whatever it is we see on a grand scale is controlled by the elite.
So let me ask you something. Is the Boule the black people version of? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Boule is just specifically in our community.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So in their community, they have the skull and bones that do the same thing. Right? That's why I was saying before that the skull and bones use 322 and the Boule uses 223. And it just so happened that one of the founders of the Boule, W.B. Du Bois' birthday was 223. So that's why the whole deal with Ahmaud Arbery was a ritual sacrifice on his birthday. It would have been his 158th birthday. Wow. Which 158 is actually a sacred number that they use in religion as well, that corresponds with Jesus in the Bible. Or also it corresponds with what is called the divine proportion, or the Vesica Pisces, or the Yoni symbol, if you heard of that.
The only thing I know about Yoni is what I know about Yoni.
Yeah, but that's what when you see the fish that's like this sideways, that's actually the Yoni symbol. That be on people bumper sticker that's supposed to represent Christianity. If you turn it this way, it's the Yoni symbol. Right? That's because, remember we was talking last week, I was explaining that Pisces, the age of Pisces was represented by Jesus in the Bible. That's why it's all this stuff about Jesus he fed the multitude with 2 fish and all of that different stuff.
So, the Boule, is there a lot of our leaders that's down with that? You know, because a lot of people have been accused, but how accurate is that? How accurate is it in the music industry? How accurate is it?
Very. I would say that most of the people that's in the music industry, though, if they Boule, you don't see them. It may be only like 1 or 2 of them that's Boule that you know about. You know, the rest of them is people that you see behind the scenes and stuff like that.
I also want to pull up a picture, because many people blame Jay-Z. They say he's Illuminati, and they tend to skim over a lot of other people because they like them, and you know, to a certain extent they worship them. And Jay-Z is very unlikable. I want you to look at something, and I want you to break this down and tell me what this means, if you can. This is Jay-Z and Nas shaking hands on the stage when they first made amends. What does their handshake mean? Can you see it?
That's a grip. That's one of the grips that they give in Freemasonry.
So
it's called the lion's paw.
So is it safe to say, if you think Jay-Z is a Mason, which everybody thinks, so is Nas?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of them dudes is. At the same time, every Mason ain't a bad person. That's what people need to realize.
Well, it definitely was our thing, and again they altered it into something spooky, but again, if as hard as people are on Jay-Z, Nas is doing the handshake too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the point that I'm trying to make. So if you think Jay-Z is spooky, he did, Nas is doing it too.
Right.
It's not like, you know, Jay-Z is doing it by himself. But again, in these conversations, Nas get to slide through because he's, you know, nasty Nas and all that. But we say, yo, Jay-Z is this, that, and the third. But I'm like, well, look at, you know, everybody else who's also a part of it. Why are we scared of Freemasonry?
Well, I'll say this. Most things that people are afraid of is they're afraid of what's unknown to them.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at, you might remember we talked about listen and silent.
Mm-hmm.
It's an anagram.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's sacred and scared.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at those words, they have the same letters, right? So when we get down to the bottom of all of this, right? Like, it'll probably be people that'll be scared of the fact that I said that Jesus represents Pisces unless they go do the research, or if they come into one of my rooms on Clubhouse and I can break it all down and show it to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole deal is that with all of these different things, there's so many hidden gems or esoteric teachings and knowledge that's been kept from us. So because of these things, anything that is something that we don't know, it makes people fearful. It makes them afraid because they scared the heaven out of people by convincing them that they was going to go to this place called hell.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So
I want to say something too, though, because reason why this is important, I don't think people realize how much Masonic language we use in our everyday life and don't even know it. because
Correct.
we just repeat and regurgitate stuff. So what I want to say to people is that you got to watch your vernacular and the things that come out of your mouth, because a lot of things you say have a lot of Masonic undertones. You don't know it. Like a lot of people be like, yo, I stood on my square. Where you think that comes from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you say, yo, you was asking me mad questions, yo, you trying to give me the 3rd degree. That's Masonic. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know these things because it became a part of our everyday language. So when I see a lot of dudes, yo, stand on your square, stand on your square, I'm like, hold on. If y'all scared of, you know, Masons and they spooky and they this, that, and the third, you got to watch what you say, because you're talking their language. You know what I'm saying? Even charity, a lot of stuff is their language and it's their thing. Even, I think, Most Def made a song called I'm a Traveling Man or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, when I heard that, I'm like, hold on, what he trying to say? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us don't know these things, and and we just start using the language, because standing on your square to us means I stood up for myself and I ain't play no, but you really using, you know, their language, you know what I'm saying, without even knowing it.
Yeah. It's like you were saying earlier about the goat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like we use so many different things unbeknownst to us.
Somebody said Doggie Diamonds is Illuminati. Please don't block them. Please don't block them. Let some of these idiots live in there, because I'm seeing people say all types of stuff about me. Anyway, yeah. Because if I was any of these things, I wouldn't be on here talking about some of these things. I wouldn't even be allowed to, because it could cost me my life. So
yeah,
whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yeah. So
the Illuminati is arguing with Whack 100.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
The Illuminati, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Whoever that is, they probably just playing around. They gotta know better than that.
Nah, you got a lot of fools. And that's the only thing that I don't really like about this situation with us, that I don't like, is when we do become successful, and some of us do it the right way, they always want to accredit our success to something spooky. Right. Yeah, like some of us just didn't work hard. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like somebody like myself, I don't run in these circles. Like I know a lot of these individuals, but I don't run in them circles. I'm not at no party. Again, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't fraternize. I don't be in situations with a lot of these people to even be put. And then they know better, because if you come at me the wrong way, I'm swinging on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Right. So they know who to play a lot of stuff with, but they do try to ease certain things on you. They do. So even in the industry, I've had people say to me, yo, why you don't drink? And I'm like, yo, because I don't drink because I was once could be considered to be an alcoholic. So I gave it up cold turkey. And then they'll start saying stuff like, well, just take a drink with me. Or, yo, you never smoked before? I'm going to get you to smoke. And I always, you can ask anybody, yo, I get mad like, hold on. First of all, I'm a grown ass man. I can't be manipulated by another man.
That 15-year-old peer pressure.
Yeah. So yeah, like, but it's more than peer pressure. It's almost like, yo, hold on. It's like you almost, because again, I always talk about vampires and vampiric behavior. What a vampire is, either they turn you into them, or you die. But you're always reliant on them. You become their progeny. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what this industry, I was just trying to explain to my audience one day, how vampiric the music industry is. That's why when somebody get done dirty, they do somebody else dirty. And then it's just like a cycle. And then when you have somebody like a Diddy, no matter what he did to all these people, they complained about him. When he raised that flag, they all go back. If he say we going on tour, they all ain't nobody want to hit him on refrigerators no more. None of that. They all go right back. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like the head vampire of them. You know what I'm saying? Because the other ones that was ahead of him died.
Yeah.
You understand
That's a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Yeah.
So again, you know, it's kind of crazy. So how do you?
Wait, this my bad, doggy. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
Pass it.
so my thing to you is how do you avoid these pitfalls in this industry and still be successful?
Well, most of the time, you gonna have to stay independent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just the bottom line. Like when you see people and they get really hot in the industry
Mm-hmm.
and they sign a major deal or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that they got talent, but they just disappear. A lot of times it's because they ain't with it.
Mm.
You know, like I'll give you an example is Lupe Fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about this a little bit last night when you left the room, but Lupe Fiasco is almost like they trying to almost make dude look like he lost his mind and he went crazy. But in all actuality, Lupe Fiasco was on stage and he called Obama a terrorist,
Mm.
right? And they cut his mic on stage. Now this supposed to be, land of free speech and everything else. And as an artist should be able to express themselves in whatever way they choose to,
Mm-hmm.
as that form of entertainment.
Mm.
But they cut his mic when he started talking about the bombing in the Gaza Strip.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So shortly after, he started getting phased out of the music industry.
Yeah.
People didn't see that. And then, no disrespect to Kendrick Lamar, but from my vantage point, that's why Kendrick Lamar did this so fast in the industry.
Because he came in that same vein.
He filled that gap.
That void, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Of the conscious, witty rapper, you know what I mean? He like Lupe started falling, he came right in and fit in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So
Symbolism. The diamond. My name is Doggie Diamonds. It has another meaning to me, but the diamond, does that mean something? What does that mean to you?
So contrary to what a lot of people think, it's not a evil sign. So when you see them throwing that up, that's actually the sign or levity. You understand? So this is the sign for gravity. This is the sign for levity. When you see the 6-pointed star, it's a pyramid within a pyramid, right? One pointing down, one pointing up. Mm-hmm. That represents the forces of gravity, the gravity, and levity. That's why in the Bible, the law is the book of Leviticus, Levi, law, mm-hmm. right? The true law is your personal ascension going up. Mm-hmm. That's why Jacob, he met God face to face in a place called Peniel, the pineal gland, but he made an Israel. Israel means ascend to El, to God. So he ascended to God when he raised his consciousness to his pineal gland. That's what that story is really all about.
Mm. Aleister Crowley, do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Who was Aleister Crowley?
Aleister Crowley is an occultist. When you look at a lot of the films and shit like that, mm-hmm. I was telling somebody this the other day, Uncle Fester.
yeah. Right? Addams Family, yeah.
Right. So they put these images right in people's face and they never put two and two together, but he looked a lot like Aleister Crowley. I'm going to drop the bomb on you on this show, mm-hmm. that some people may know, some people may not know, but there is a lot of speculation out there that Aleister Crowley is actually the father of Barbara Bush, who was the mother to George Bush Jr. and the wife to George Bush Sr. Her mother, Penny Pierce, was a socialite during her time that was known to frequent certain circles where they would perform ritualistic and magical sex acts. And she was like one of Aleister Crowley's little
concubines. Yeah,
yeah.
Jump offs. Yeah.
So if you go, and I mean anybody could look this up if they want to while they sitting here. If you go on your Google and share the screen, if you Google Aleister Crowley, Barbara Bush, I'm pretty sure they'll show the pictures side by side. They spitting images of each other, bro.
It's funny as you was saying that in the chat. Like I said, I got the smartest chat room on YouTube or anything. Mm-hmm. They was already saying this Bush's granddad. They were saying that, yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, they was already saying that. Shout out to Larry Green, one of my moderators, said that.
Cool.
I'm trying to get this to load really quick.
Shout out to Gangster from Santana. Big homie just text me. Shout out to Bradog. Shout out to Melly Mel. United Streets American Field.
You know,
shout out to PG Bob.
Yeah, here we go right here.
Boom. You tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, another thing, the Baphomet. What is the Baphomet?
That's a good one. So when you look at the word Baphomet, it's actually a Latin word turns backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the word turned backwards is Tim Oath Av. Right? Which
what?
means
Tim what?
Tim OPH Av.
Okay.
Right? And you look at it backwards, that's Baphomet.
Okay.
Okay. Remember, we supposed to read from right to left, not left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So God is dog with dyslexia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Baphomet actually refers to a region of the brain called the hippocampus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this region of the brain is the region of the brain that's responsible for your memories. Right? And this is why Abraham or Abram in the Bible was given a Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the hippocampus is the hippopotamus deity. In ancient Kemet, Torah. Right? So he has Sarah, Hagar, and then Keturah or Key Torah.
Mm-hmm.
The key to the law is in the brain. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Abram, first wife, was Sarah. When you put those two words together, you get Sarah Abram or cerebrum.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is to show how these stories got taken from ancient cultures.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the word Abram, it's actually an anagram for Brahma in the Hindu teachings, right? Sarah, Abram, right? Brahma's wife was Saraswati. You see? So that's where they copied that story from. And then part of the story came from the story of Anu in ancient Samaria, the story of Asar or Osiris in ancient Kemet, and Ptah in ancient Kemet. So that's why Abraham, when he crossed the Tigris and Euphrates, became the father of many nations, because they took the father god from the Hindu culture, two of the father gods from Kemet, and the father god from the Sumerian culture, and they mashed them all together and put a story in the Bible. Right? But it's also an allegory for the brain.
So Baphomet, the symbol, what they doing with their hand,
as above, so below.
What does that mean?
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Everything that's taking place on earth is actually taking place in the heaven as well.
So when is the somebody said the Baphomet is is hermaphrodite. Is that true?
That is correct, because it's asexual.
So is it evil? So why is it evil or is it not? Is the Baphomet evil? That's what I'm asking you.
No, it's not evil. It's again, all of these different things are made to look a certain type of way based on the fact that they don't want us to know what it really means.
So why does it look like a goat?
Because the goat is actually Capricorn, right? And then Capricorn is the winter solstice or the top of the cross, right? And then Cancer is the summer solstice. So that's why sometimes you'll see the Baphomet and it'll have both hands out like this, or it'll be pointing up and pointing down, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at that, you see the swastika again, because all of these are symbols for the sun.
So why is the devil represented as the goat also?
Because when you go into the goat or Capricorn, you're going into the ruling planet of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturn is where the concept of Satan came from.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The festival that we call Christmas in this society, which is one day after December 24th, because December the 21st through the 24th
The winter solstice.
is the winter solstice, but it used to be called Saturnalia
mm-hmm.
in ancient times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually used to celebrate it by wearing a goat's head in the rituals that they did.
Mm.
You see what I mean? So again, it's like all this stuff that they make spooky, it really ain't, you know. So it's just about understanding whether that person that you're dealing with or you seeing is a good person or an evil person at the end of the day, because it's what you intend to do with the science that you apply.
So why on a lot of album covers, why on a lot of pictures that I see, even in magazines, somebody's always doing this? Why are they always covering one eye? What does that mean?
The one eye symbolism is simple. It's the third eye. It's the same thing you see on the top of, when you see the pyramid, your nose is the pyramid. This is the all-seeing eye. It's the eye that can see in the dark.
So it ain't that spooky though? Ain't that?
Not to me.
Well, when all right, look, I'm gonna be real with you. When I see the Euros do stuff, I ain't siding with it. So anything that they touch, I automatically say something got to be wrong with it.
Right. But it's just like, okay, it's just like what I was saying earlier about the Levite sign and Hove doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like me doing this, that mean I sold my soul and I'm evil and all that. It's just like, it depends on the person. Like I'm me doing this right now, it ain't gonna do shit to me tomorrow. I'm gonna still be the same dude. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, a lot of them things that people are doing, is that not like the bat symbol to the elite saying, yo, I'm down with y'all, I'm rocking with y'all, I'm supporting you?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
Yeah, in that world that they're in, like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, we should, what I'm saying is that we should be able to, do you remember when Pop was kind of like in his last days and he did that one interview and he was like, I didn't sell my soul. I still see it when I look in the mirror, and he was saying all that type of stuff because he really was trying to like give power to the fact that no matter what I did, I didn't sell my soul. Like, I'm still me. I still know who I am. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, that's what that shit really be all about. It's like, again, I could burn your house down with fire, or I could build a campfire to keep us all warm. It's what each individual person's intention when they use the science.
So how do we decipher who's doing stuff?
Well, I would tell people that they got to learn the first language, which is energy and vibes. You see what I mean? Like, I could look at certain people and I could be like, okay, he gone.
Yeah.
That person ain't even there
Got
no
that
more.
far
Like
away look.
Kanye,
You know what's
Kanye gone,
now
homie.
look. And I'm gonna tell a personal story to people. When my brother fell ill to a coma, he was on a ventilator. Reason why I didn't cry when he finally passed away, because when I went to see him in the ICU, and he was on a ventilator, I called my cousin, and the first thing I said was, that's not my brother laying there.
Right.
That's not him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He's gone.
That's a fact.
He actually ended up coming out of the coma, but when I saw him, it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it wasn't who I knew. So
Right.
he was already gone. Like his soul was already gone. So
Right.
I made
Correct.
peace with it at that moment. So to me, he died when he was already gone.
He's
So when
already
he
gone,
officially transitioned, pathologically, it was
Let me
already
drop-
like, yeah, it was already, I already, so even my sister, my last living sister, was like, she was talking about how he looked at the funeral in the casket. She was like, that ain't how he looked. He didn't look like himself. And I was like, that's
He ain't
because you
supposed-
didn't see him in the hospital. He already didn't look like himself. You know what I'm saying? So actually, I was telling her, they actually did a good job, because if you had saw what I saw, he was already gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you could already, you could just see sometime, you could see that far away look in people. Like, yo, that's what we say, yo, he gone. That's a lingo that we say, yo, he gone. Like, yo, he gone.
Right. He ain't there no more.
Yeah, he
right?
ain't there no
So
more.
yeah, so what I'll say, I wish we was cool when you was going through that, like we is now. We damn near talk every day, because I would have told you to try not to look at it. So I'm gonna give the listeners a jewel. When your family member, somebody that you love, is going through sickness and ailment, and you know they're in their last days, it's hard because people want to be there, right, for their loved one. At the same time, this is why in ancient Egypt, you see the sarcophagus and you see a smile on the face, right? You know, the sarcophagus is a tomb, and they would stand it upright when they would actually do their ritual to honor the person as they live. So what they try to do is give the most lifelike depiction of the person as they live, because the ancestors knew the science of the brain. Our brain is a holographic computer. We think and process in images. So what happens in the residual effects of our memories is that when we see something, we could relive that moment forever, right? So I still remember the first older girl in school that gave me a kiss, that gave me the big head, because she was like the fine girl that all the dudes wanted, and she wanted me, and I was in the 9th grade, and I just knew I was the shit. I still could relive that day. Like, I know what she smelled like, what she had on, what I had on, exactly where we was, everything, right? That's how powerful our brain is, right? That's why they call it mine, is M-I-N-E, because this is where your jewels, look at the word jewels are stored. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul simply means that you have to learn to practice psychic self-defense and guard your thoughts and what you see. That's why they say, what? See no evil, hear no evil. You dig what I'm saying? So in knowing that we're not supposed to look at our loved ones in that state, because no matter what our memories is, we'll always have that residual effect of seeing that person that we love in the worst possible condition they could be in.
That's real, because it's funny that you say that, because I'm a person who has the memory. It's a gift and a curse. Yo, right. I can't forget anything.
Yeah.
So I could remember something right now, and it'll be when I was 17 years old, and give you the whole conversation vividly, like it just happened yesterday.
Right.
So that's a good thing. But then when you got punched in your face, or you know, when you missed the train, or people were shooting at you, you remember that vividly also too. So what I try to do with my great memory is utilize it to remember all the things that I need and the tools that I need for survival and to keep going and to create. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't harp on the things that traumatize me and scarred me, even though it's there though, and that's what a bad dream is. You know what I'm saying? That's when the bad dreams come out, or sometimes you can actually have something in your subconscious that you fear, and it'll come in the dream. So if you're scared of snakes, you're going to dream of snakes. If you're scared of water, you're going to dream that you was drowning. One recurring dream that I always have, and I had to look it up because I didn't understand what it meant. I have this recurring dream about three times a week that I could float. I swear to you, I do not walk. I actually stand in the air and float. And I had to look it up, like, what does that mean? And it means that I'm ascending. I don't know what that shit always, and I always say to people, yeah, but you can't do this. And I stand up and I jump in the air and just float past them. And I'd be like, what the? But I've been having that dream for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. But my name is Diamonds though. You know what I'm saying? And even when people say, yo, that's a dumb name, Doggie Diamonds, they don't understand the science behind my name. Diamonds are formed under pressure. You know what I'm saying? And when you first take them out, look how ugly they are until they're polished. You know what I'm saying? And then when you polish them, they become one of the most precious stones. And you can't really cut them like that. You know, ain't no cut on that diamond. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, Doggie Diamonds, when you played tag, that was the person to see who was it. So it would say, Doggie Diamonds says to step right out. So when you playing tag, the last person with their foot in is it. So I felt like, I'm Doggie Diamonds. I make music, right? I make music. If I choose you, then you're going to be it, because I'm Doggie Diamonds. So that's what it means. A lot of people always ask me what my name means, and I'd be like, I don't feel like telling you. But that's why Das Effect said, if you step up like Doggie Diamonds, meaning you put your foot in, because when we played tag, everybody put their foot in. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the name of my first company was called Diamonds Up Productions. And then Jay-Z and them started doing the diamond thing. So I dropped that company because people wouldn't think that I was biting them. You know what I'm saying? But Diamond is 10 million records. You know what I'm saying? And I used to say, if I produce your beat and you fuck with me, we going diamond. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna hold a diamond plaque up. You know what I'm saying? So it just was just too close. But on another level, on another stuff that'll come out one day, Jay-Z did that on purpose with me and my people. It was on purpose. But that's all I could say about that, because it gets really, really political on some street shit. You know what I'm saying? Not even.
You hating.
Yeah, not even bad. But I had that. You know, it's real. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? And it's a connection.
I'm both from Brooklyn, so it makes sense.
It's deeper than that, because when Brooklyn is 6 degrees of separation, you know, it's no secret that I grew up with Foxy. Little Kim recorded in my house first. Big recorded in my house first. You think I don't know this man that lived a few blocks from me? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of games that be getting played within this industry. That's why I like to bring up symbolism. That's why I like to talk about rituals, because a lot of people don't understand what's really going on in this industry and how certain people are put over here and they keep you over here because some of the truth that you could reveal. Because one thing about the truth actually dispels lies. So if the truth, you know, because they say the Illuminati, that means it's the light, the truth bearers, you know what I'm saying? But who's the real Illuminati if they're lying?
That's right.
They're not the real Illuminati if they're liars. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got to stop being afraid of the Illuminati, because if you look it up, it's really the truth bearers. You know what I'm saying? So who is the real Illuminati? But then again, they spooky everything. There's a lot of mysticism. Yeah, it's a lot of mysticism that come with things. So when you come with the real truth, you kill people's lies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When truth arrives, all false things shall perish.
Exactly. And that's why I always tell people, they say, yo, why you always addressing that? Because I tell people a lot of times an uncontested lie starts to look like the truth.
That's right.
So you don't have to go on and on day for that. but you always contest a lie. You knock that out, because if somebody say you a rapo or you this, that, and the third, you don't just sit there and say, well, I ain't got to listen to that. It ain't the truth. No, because you're going to have some people that is jacking that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to say, so even last night when we was in your clubhouse, when people were saying something, what I kept saying, prove it.
Prove it, right.
That's what I always say to people. Prove it.
Said what you was being accused of.
Yeah, because you say this, that, and the third. Okay, so if you're saying this about me, and you say this, that, and the third, I want you to prove it now, because you said, you said, all right, so prove that. And then that's where you get people I'm telling you, when people accuse you of anything, or they say you said, all right, I want you to prove that now. Right. Because in the court, if we're gonna deal with the court of law, if you can't, innocent until proven guilty. So you can say whatever you want, but if you can't prove it, then it's BS. You know what I'm saying? Before we go, this is left fields.
You know, I do have a JC story as well.
You can.
I may share one day.
Okay. Well, if you share it, make sure.
I'm kind of like giving Jay-Z the benefit of the doubt in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody think I'm bullshitting, I've been working Atlanta child murder since 2012, bringing the truth about what happened. And the documentary that came out in 2020 was produced by John Legend and Jay-Z. I actually had a meeting with a woman named Kelly Buchanan, who was I don't want to misrepresent, but I think she was like the director of development for John Legend's company, Get Lifted, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to have like a 45-minute meeting with her. I had a 2-hour meeting with her.
Mm.
And John Legend was supposed to actually produce the docu-series with the company that I was working with, a producer named Matt Duff. And the production company was Luau Studios, that we was going to produce a docu-series about the Atlanta child murders called Systematic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was all of these different things that took place. We was actually supposed to be meeting with HBO to talk about money and a budget and all that type of stuff. And then it just got the rug snatched from up under it. The person who was producing, the main producer on the project, which I was supposed to co-produce the project with him, the main producer on the project was told, here's this money. If you don't walk away from this project, you'll never work another project again.
Mm.
That's how serious the Atlanta child murders is, and that's how much of a dent it would put in to this fake society that we have made up when we talk about the criminal justice system and what really goes on in the courtroom.
Can you before we go, can you let the people know you dealing with that? Your life has been threatened. So many things have happened.
Yes, my daughter, like, and that's what, that's what, so, it bothered me so much, and why I was saying, like, the other shit in the past with Dude, I was gonna let all that shit go. All that music industry shit and the sucker shit he had done did in the past, I was gonna let it go. It only pissed me off when he tried to get involved with the Atlanta child murder situation, because I done had phone calls where people is like, it'll be a shame if something happened to you and that pretty daughter of yours.
Anonymous, right? Breathing, people breathing on the phone. Wow.
Right. So then that's when Doggy, how I ended up in Texas. When I lived in Texas, I actually left Atlanta, left my children in Atlanta, and moved to Texas because I was getting so many threats.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, if some shit finna get funky, if something finna go down, I don't want nothing to happen to my babies because of a decision that I made.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I moved to Texas. I'm talking about they waited like 3 months. Same shit, bro. You think we don't know where you at? We can still get you wherever you go. That type of time. So literally, bro, like that particular point in my life, I'm big on meditation and all that type of stuff. Every day before I went into work, it was such a tough time for me in my life because that was my first time being away from my kids, and my daughter was crying every day, so it was just a lot. It was a lot of stress on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would sit in my car in the morning times when my car was warming up, and I would do my meditation ritual that I would do, and I started putting my head down and closing my eyes because, you know, with the science of what I know about life and death, if a person is gonna be, if you're gonna die and you're gonna die instantly, which that was in my mind, what was gonna happen to me is that they was just gonna put a bullet in my head. I didn't want to see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I literally was closing my eyes and meditating every morning before I drove to work at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in Fort Worth, Texas. I didn't know nobody out there, right? So I'm in a land where, you know, I don't know nobody and nothing. And I'm waking up every morning in the dark and I'm getting death threats.
Mm.
And I know that what I'm up against is a very, very powerful machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I was in the streets and it was some dudes that I was
you go spin the block on them. You ain't no spinning no block.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we talking about like real deal organizational systematic shit that I know I'm up against.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who connected to the government. You know, so I was like, shit, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. I don't want to see it coming though. You know, so like that shit, it still is dead serious. Like, just as much as a few months ago, when we do the podcast, one of the mothers, a lady named Eunice Jones, she's the mother of Clifford Jones, who was a 12-year-old little boy, 10-year-old little boy that was killed. Somebody pulled up in her yard, bro, in her driveway, and was like, hey, you gonna be on the live stream with Dwayne tonight? And then backed out and left. That happened in 2021, bro, like 6 months ago. They just pulled up to this lady house. She don't know the person. The person pulled up. She was outside on the front porch, pulled up, drove in her driveway, rolled the window down and said, hey, Miss Jones, you gonna be on the live stream with Dwayne this week? And then just backed out. That's how serious it is, and that's how afraid they want people to be.
Got you. Before we go, I do want to ask you, in your interpretation, what is selling your soul?
When people sell their soul, they go against everything. Like you from Brooklyn. The code, the morals, the ethics that you learn to live your life by as being a cat from Brooklyn. You go against the grain on all that. You do the exact opposite of all of those things that you know you're supposed to be as a man, right? You go against all that for money or fame or whatever the case may be. That's really all selling your soul is. That means that because your soul is the inner you, right? It's the doggy diamonds that you have made yourself to be to the world. Like when that sister was talking to you last night and she was like, you've always been honorable, you always been this, and people in New York know this, right? Like if you just start going against all those principles that you done made yourself out to be, that you done showed your world to be and yourself to the world to be, and you just start doing the exact opposite, you sold your soul. You know. So that's really what this shit be with a lot of the people in the industry and everything else. That's really what it be, bro. Like when the whole deal with a dude who know, like who's straight, right? And then they say, okay, you want this deal, and they put him in the room with a joint, and they like, okay, you know, and they go do that ritual. You going against what you know as a man you ain't supposed to do. You see what I mean? So you just put a price tag on your internal worth.
Literally. Internal, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it be, bro.
Right now we see a lot. People talk about rituals. What is the humiliation ritual?
Where people had to go through different things, whether it be like a man putting on a dress, somebody being like Antonio Brown was one that I saw that it was like it was a humiliation ritual to me. Like they put dude through all of this shit in the media and was saying that he was a rapist and just all these crazy things, right? Even the whole little situation with Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? Kobe ain't raped the girl. You know what I mean? Like it was, and like maybe one time when I'm on here, I could break down like what really happened with that whole little situation with Kobe and why he had to change his name and all that. I could probably break all that down and
what
get
you mean? You mean
some
his number?
insight on.
Where he tried to change his number?
Yeah, I'm sorry, his number. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, change his number to 24. Why he did that? You know.
Real quick though, why did he have to change his number from 8 to 24?
It's 24. In the protocols of the learned elders of Zion is actually 24 protocols. Because what the Zion is aimed to do is to control time. So that's why 2 + 4 is 6. That's why LeBron had to change his number to 6, right? Because 6 controls time. It's 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and it's 24 hours in a day.
Still 6.
Right. So, you know,
666.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So when and then another thing, that's why they was and this is in Red Pill Alchemy in my second book. I got the whole breakdown about LeBron and Kobe and what it really means. But if you remember that one year when LeBron and the Cavaliers lost to Dwight Howard in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Lakers won it. But you remember that whole year they kept showing Kobe and LeBron together. They had the video, not the cartoons, the commercials with the little dolls, and one was 2-3 and one was 2-4. Remember that? When you see that together, that's 47. That's Euclid's 47 problem, or what's called the Pythagorean theorem, the 3-4-5 triangle, right? Which is the base of geometry. When you look at the square and compass in Freemasonry, it got a G in it, and one of the meanings of the G is geometry, right? But the compass is actually open to 47 degrees, right? Because its geometry is the measure of Earth. So the Earth sits on a 23.5 degree tilt, and 23.5 plus 23.5 equals 47. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that compass, when you see it come down like this, it used to be like this, because that's how in ancient Kemet we actually could tell how to mark the different seasons, because the obelisk had gold on the top of it, and when the sun hit the obelisk at a certain time of day and then hit the ground, when it got to another 23.5 degrees, we knew the season had changed. Right? So when you see 1, 2, 3, those were the 3 seasons, because we actually had a 10-month year that was based on 3 seasons. So that's why the last month of our year now ends in DEC, just like decade for 10. You see what I mean?
So yeah, we gonna go into that. All right, yeah. So we gonna bring you back. We gonna do this weekly. You know what I'm saying? But don't give them all your information, because my computer's about to restart on me like on some sucker stuff. So I gotta log out. But give them all your information.
Darealyoungbred on Twitter and IG, and then Kaba Irbatun Ray on YouTube. You know, that's where they can find me.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure those is pinned in the first comment on the description box, and I'm going to log you out. Thank you for joining me. I'll call you as soon as I log out.
Okay, bro.
Peace. All right, y'all. So, yeah, this is Darealyoungbred, a.k.a. Heru. That's what I know him as. And I'm going to show you a product really, really quick before I go. So before I go, let me shout out to this product is from Kelly Vaughn's Basics, and she's actually always in the chat room, and I want to show her products. This is her products right here. You can see this right here. Kelly Vaughn's Basics is actually on Instagram. Kelly Vaughn, so the Vaughn is KELLYVONNS Basics on Instagram. And I got a nice care package. I got candles that smell amazing. I got candles, excuse the noise. I got candles. I got big candles. I got more candles. I got lip balms. I got room sprays and essential oils. I got everything in this box. Where's my lip balms at? Sorry for all the noise. Oh, here we go. I got lip balms right here. You see this? So, and it's all natural. You can see Kelly Vaughn's Basics. So make sure you go on Instagram and you get all of this stuff. Candles, black woman doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? So I got candles. I got, wax melts. I love wax melts. You know what I'm saying? So I got wax melts. I got candles. I got lip balms. I got essential oils. I got room sprays. I got everything right in this box. And she actually wrote me a nice letter that I didn't read. But this is her right here. You know what I'm saying? And Kelly Vaughn's Basics. So make sure you go to Instagram, Kelly Vaughn's Basics, and support this woman right here and all of her products. You know what I'm saying? So if you need some candles, you need some smell good, your lips all fucked up, you fix them lips, you got some wax melts, your room stink, definitely spray these things in your room. It smell good right here. I didn't even open anything. I swear, I didn't open anything. I didn't light a candle. I didn't do anything, and it smelled good in here. So I can't wait to go upstairs and light some of this stuff. It was something else in here too. Hold on. I know it was that's what it was. See, how could I forget? And I got soap. So made me soap. All of this is available on her website. You go to Instagram, Kelly Vaughn's Basics, KELLYVONNS BASICS. Go there and look. So my crib gonna be smelling good. I'm gonna take a shower, hit myself with the soap. I could get my lips all right. You know what I'm saying? Even though my lips don't be ashy or nothing like that. But again, we always gotta salute and support our people. These is all handmade. Like I said, it smelled good in my crib. People already trying to fight me for this candle. Ain't nobody getting it. You know what I'm saying? But yes, Kelly Vaughn's Basics. Make sure you go and you get that for yourself, because I got mine. Everything smell right. You know what I'm saying? This right here, I can smell lavender. And you know lavender is good if you're sleepy. But if you can't sleep, you could just light this right here. You're going to be knocked the hell out. So thank you, Kelly Vaughn. And that is actually her, Kelly Mills, in the chat room. You see Kelly Mills right there? This is actually her products. So a supporter of the show sent me some stuff, and all I can do is send love right back. So, and my crib gonna be smelling good. So yeah, I got soap, I got a lip balm, I got everything. You know what I'm saying? Larry Green, you spell that trash too. Basics is spelled trash, but it is what it is. So y'all, thank y'all for joining me tonight. I am Doggie Diamonds. As you know, I do promotion for all artists or anybody with a product. For only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website, which will be featured on www.doggiediamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Also, if you want to interview with me, this is how you do that. So you can hit me up on Instagram for that, as well as the weather about to break. It's time to get back in the gym or them home workouts. So you got to get your sweat gel. Go to sdmfit.com for your sweat gel, your resistance bands, your jump ropes, your waist snatchers, your body wraps. We have bundles available. So, you know, you could buy this and this at a nice price. So, again, everything that we're doing is black owned. Not that it makes it better or worse, but this is, if you say you want to support your people, this is how you support your people. Black owned. You know what I'm saying? So Kelly Vaughn's Basics, sdmfit.com. Make sure you go there, get all your get right. I got sweat gel around here. So here we go. So I could show you the product right here. Everything is going to come shrink wrapped. You know, none of that out there. So this is the body wraps right here. This is a sweat gel. You know what I'm saying? Everything is branded correctly. So sdmfit.com. Get your sweat gel and your body wraps. This is a bundle right now that you could buy and save. You know, this is black owned. I know who owned it. But, you know, yeah, so make sure you support whatever you got to support. Start now working out so you don't have to rush it. You don't have to rush it when they get hot and you want to put on that t-shirt and you realize you got them rolls because you've been eating all winter. Nah, start now. Start gradually now. You know what I'm saying? So support me. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this. If you're not subscribed, this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you can get all notifications on when we go live. Follow me on Instagram, Doggie Diamonds on everything. The Cash App is available. The Super Chat is open. Yeah, it is what it is. Tomorrow we will return with more fire, more content, more interviews, more people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the lip balm before I go, because like I said, my computer is automatically going to restart. But I want to tell you the flavor of the lip balm because that's very, very important. Wish I could smell this right now. It's smelling real refreshing in here right now. Not like my crib stink anyway, but I'm just saying it smells good in here. So the lip balm, I actually want to show you them up close and personal. So this right here is cocoa butter lip balm, and this one right here is cocoa butter. So, you know, they're well packaged, you know what I'm saying? Well packaged. You can see the spelling, Kelly Bond, big dropping shit. Kelly Vaughan Basic, you know, yeah, so yeah. I'm tired. I need some rest. This hour really, really got me. And good thing all the glasses over here, because I would have definitely just broke everything. Because everything just fell out of the box. I got to pick it up. But that's it, man. I thank y'all for joining me. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace. You are now watching Doggie Diamonds TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, you want to hit the bell so you can get all notifications of when I'm going live or when I upload new content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment on this channel. Peace.